Hello, good afternoon.
Just to give you a little backstory, sometime last year, Cath shared a photo of her with her bike in our team's chat. And she talked a little bit about her hobby, off-road biking, too, in one of our meetings. So the other day, I thought of her and asked if she could join me in a call, share about her love for mountain biking. But she recommended you instead, the real aficionado of the sport. So it was a last-minute request, but really, thank you for agreeing to do this interview. Could you please tell me about yourself, what you do, and how your love for mountain biking did start?
Okay, about myself, I'm a very active individual. I engage in sports that require a lot of movement, exciting sports like martial arts, shooting, basically not the usual hobbies. Right now, I'm working in the construction industry, more specifically land development. And then before I got to mountain biking, I had been riding on a BMX already. Sometime 2009, I was obese, 220 pounds, very overweight, and my blood pressure was, I think, 140 over 90, and that's resting blood pressure. Yeah, and I was also living a sedentary lifestyle because back then I was working at a call center. I got home one day. My dad bought a mountain bike for himself. For weeks, the mountain bike sat inside our living room and it wasn't being used. So I took it out for a spin, and next thing you know, I was addicted. In a span of less than 2 months, I lost, I think from 220 pounds, I got to 175 pounds.
Mm.
And I was getting healthy, as fit, made a lot of friends in the biking community. Next thing you know, I'm writing vlogs, I'm making videos about mountain biking, and I'm engaging in the different disciplines of mountain biking.
How long have you been doing the off-road biking?
Ever since 2010.
This is rough and steep terrains we're talking about and you're dealing with. What's the experience like?
The first time I tried off-road, it was very scary. The first time I saw a very difficult trail, I got off my bike and walked it off. The second time around, once I conquered that difficult part, I was already addicted. Every time you conquer something, it's exhilarating actually. Whenever you do something that most people would feel, oh, it's so scary or it's impossible. And then when you actually go ahead and do it, it's amazing, the feeling.
Now that you've mentioned it, aside from leading an active and healthy lifestyle and also making new friends, what do you gain from, or what else are the benefits of mountain biking to you?
Mountain biking is a very good sport to engage in. It's low impact, it's good for cardio. And if you engage in hard trails, technical climbs, and technical downhills, you develop a strong core. So it's an overall like whole body workout. It's helpful for your mental health because it's kind of meditation in motion. So when you're mountain biking, you're not only going up the hill, you're mentally fighting yourself, like challenging yourself. It keeps you mentally sharp. When you go through difficult and technical trails, you kind of pick the best line. So it's kind of a mental game when you're doing the races. Uh, but it's also a different thing when you go to a trail where you haven't done a track read. So you kind of have to make instant decisions when you're on the trail. You apply it to your work. This is where proactivity comes in. You look at the trail, you're not thinking of how you're going to attack like the first 10 meters. You're thinking of attacking already the 20th, the 30th part of the trail. So you're looking ahead, you're not looking down. At one point, it was a source of income for me because I became a somewhat known in the cycling industry here locally. So I was able to buy and sell. People would trust me with their bikes to sell, and I get a profit from it.
Impressive, really. And lastly, what would you advise beginners or maybe others just looking into engaging in the extreme sport? How do we know whether we're cut out for it or not?
Well, for beginners, you have to root yourselves on the basics. Like when you start going into mountain biking, you can't go jump off a 10-foot drop immediately. You have to start doing like 1-foot drops. These skills, you don't get it overnight. Maybe some people who are really gifted, especially the younger kids who have real talent, they see somebody do it and then they just follow it and then boom, they got it. But for people like me who are a bit older, and I don't consider myself naturally talented when it comes to mountain biking. I had to like for the first few weeks when I started, I had to learn the basics, things like how to corner, how to position your body on a certain section. Start with the basics first, and then slowly move up. It's not something that you can learn in a snap.
A slow and careful start is all right because it
Yep.
takes a while to master the skill.
Just have fun, enjoy.
It's the most important thing. And thank
Yep.
you for giving us a glimpse of this activity, extreme sport that makes you happiest too. And thank you
You're
for your
welcome.
time.